So welcome back to the Habit Reset series. I'm Zena Hall, a positive mindset and confidence coach. And this time in this series, video number 5, we're talking about mindset and belief and how those hold you back. And when making behavioral changes, we often don't see the invisible forces that are behind a habit, your mindset and your belief. So let's rewrite the stories that shape your habits. So if you've ever said anything like, I always give up after a week, I'm hopeless at sticking to a diet, I get off track and then it's game over, you're not alone. You're not flawed. These are just beliefs, and beliefs are simply thoughts that you've repeated enough times in your brain over time that you've accepted as truth. But here's the science. Your brain is constantly trying to confirm what you already believe. This is called confirmation bias, and it's one of the strongest drivers of human behaviour. If you believe you're someone who always quits, your brain will look for evidence to support that. If you believe that you can do something, and that your brain will look for evidence to support that too. So if you believe you can or you believe you can't, just like Henry Ford said, you're right. So today we're going to explore how to identify the beliefs that are shaping your habits and how to gently reframe them into something that's a little bit more supportive for you. So let's start by noticing the stories you're telling yourself. Every habit has a story behind it. Most of those stories were formed a very long time ago, years ago, when we were children, without us ever questioning them. And the first step is to be aware of them. So I'd like you to ask yourself, what do I believe about myself when it comes to this habit that I'm trying to reset? Don't judge it, just let it bubble up and see what comes up. So you're not looking for good or bad beliefs here. You're simply observing the narrative that's playing as a play tape in your head and what's going on in the background. So maybe it's something along the lines of, I'm inconsistent, I don't have discipline, I always fall off the wagon, I can't be trusted around food. Mine was, I'm not a sporty person. So these beliefs aren't moral failings, they're just old scripts, and they're literally just playing in our mind. And they may simply not be serving you anymore. So let's not criticize the belief, we need to understand it, and that's what's important. When you notice a belief is holding you back, also known as a limiting belief because it's limiting you for what you're able to do, don't shame yourself for having it. Don't try to force it away. Let's get curious. Let's ask some questions. So, where did this belief come from? When did it first start, do you think? Whose voice or what voice do you hear when you're thinking about it? Is it true or is it just familiar in your head? Most beliefs are formed as a way to protect you, to make sense of the experiences you're having, to help you avoid disappointment or danger. So we meet them with compassion, not criticism. If you don't go back to identify, if you go back to the identifying video number 2, you'll see that I used to believe that I wasn't an athlete, and I changed that to be an athlete because my beliefs and my stories was that I couldn't run and that I was too short. And I formed those during cross-country training in school. So we need to look for the evidence that challenges those stories. Your brain loves evidence. So let's have a look at some of those beliefs that we might be having. Have there been moments in your life that you've ever been able to stick to something? Maybe you've stuck with something for a month once. So this is all about gaining evidence. Maybe you completed a course. Maybe you showed up for yourself in a way that you've forgotten. So just have a think back. These moments matter. They're proof that the old belief isn't the story that you need to be telling yourself. So let's reframe the belief into something more helpful and reframing them into something that's going to help you. It's about choosing a belief that supports the person you're becoming rather than just sort of forcing it, okay? So I always give up after a week could be the belief. And you could reframe that into, I'm learning to stay consistent for longer. One that, like, I'm hopeless at sticking to a diet, you could reframe into, I'm discovering ways of eating healthily that support my well-being. Let's have another one. I get off track and then it's over. And that can be reframed into something like, I'm practicing getting back on track more quickly, or I'm not disciplined. I'm building discipline through small daily changes and actions. Another one could be, I failed before, so I'll fail again. And that one could be always reframed as, I've learned from every attempt and I'm approaching this one differently. So notice how none of these reframes are unrealistic. They're all grounded, they're all real, and they're compassionate. They just open the door to change, because you don't want to alarm your brain into trying to force something there. Otherwise, you're just not going to accept it, and your brain's going to realize that you're just trying to trick it. So now we need to repeat the new belief until the new belief becomes familiar. And this is where the science of neuroplasty comes in. So we need to rewire through repetition, not through intensity, not through perfection, but just repetition. The more you say something, the more you do something, you lay down the evidence that you're capable of doing something. So every time I ran, for example, for just 30 seconds and called myself an athlete, I reinforced that I could run every time and that I was becoming an athlete. So new small actions need to align and strengthen that neuro pathway to make it real. Okay. So the new belief, the new story. This is how mind shifts and behaviour change shift, and how behaviour shifts become habits that last forever. So today I invite you to notice the belief and shape it, and how it shaped your habits, meet it with compassion, and then gently question it and choose a new belief that supports who you're becoming. Because you're not trying to force yourself into a new identity at this point, you're just uncovering the identity that's been waiting underneath those old stories that you had. And that's where the real work for sustainable change has. So to help you, I've got a couple of coaching questions for you. So, what belief about yourself are you ready to gently question? And then, if you fully believed the new story you're choosing, what is the one small action you could take today? One small action. Let these questions guide you, let them ruminate, go and journal, let them open the door, let yourself be curious about them. So that's the end of today. So the next one in the series, video number 7, if you can believe it, is about motivation and reward. And so, you know what I'm going to say now. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share it with somebody else if you found this helpful. Leave a comment, let me know how you're getting on with your habits. Let me find out from you what's working and what isn't, and maybe if there's anything else that you'd like some help with. Don't forget, there's also the Habit Reset Companion that you can download, which is a 43-page journal that can help you with habit change, and it's got a 31-day coaching questions in there to keep coming back to see how you're getting on with your habit change. So that's it. Take care, look after yourself, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.